The Braves score all their runs in the sixth inning. It was a hit by pitch of Ronald Acuna, then a walk, and then three straight singles, all with 2 outs. And that was the difference for the Braves in this game. Kyle Wright, the 21-game winner, 6 innings, 2 hits, 6 strikeouts, gave up a walk, a couple hits there. And then this bullpen of A.J. Minter in the 7th, Raisel Iglesias in the 8th, Kenley Jansen in the 9th. 41 saves in the regular season for Jansen, most in the National League, and he gets his first save here of the postseason as a member of the Atlanta Braves as they win it 3-0 to even up the series at 1 game apiece. Game 3 is Friday in Philadelphia. Welcome to CBS Sports MLB writer Matt Snyder here to give us some instant analysis of the Phillies and Braves Game 2 in Atlanta. And really, Matt, the difference in this game was that 6th inning, a hit by pitch of Ronald Acuna, Dansby Swanson walks, and then 3 straight singles, all with 2 outs, giving the Braves ultimately the victory.
Yeah, it was very un-Braves-like as well. They led the National League in home runs by a comfortable margin. They were one of the best slugging teams in baseball throughout the season. So if you would have looked at the box score by inning and if you would have seen 3 runs in that 6th inning, we thought, oh man, they got a couple guys on and somebody popped one. Maybe Austin Riley hit a 3-run bomb, maybe Matt Olson. No, in fact, the Phillies could have gotten out of that inning. Olson's hit was definitely handleable by Rhys Hoskins at first base. I don't think it should have been an error. The hit definitely made sense, but it's something that Matt Olson in that same game, if you go to Los Angeles, Freddie Freeman makes that play. If you go to New York, Anthony Rizzo makes that play. And then they could have gotten out of the inning. And you know what was funny is the next batter then, you see a single from Austin Riley. Oh, man, he must have hit it hard. No, it was an infield hit that Wheeler had to field, and he was in no man's land, and he couldn't do anything about it. It was, as I said, very un-Braves-like on the offensive end. Yeah. Now, pitching-wise, it was definitely very Braves-like to get Wright to get through 6 innings, very strong. Then they have their formula. Then they've got Minter and Iglesias and Kenley Jansen. They're going to shorten the game whenever they can this postseason. They're going to ride those guys hard as well they should. And, you know, the bullpen last year was a big story for them in winning the World Series with guys like Tyler Matzik and Will Smith. They're stronger, a lot more talented this year with Jansen and Iglesias back there. So it's if they play a lot of games like this and they pitch like this, they could repeat as champions. Yeah, Alex Anthopoulos knows how to make deals, right? I mean, that's how he stacked their roster to win a World Series last year. Gets Raisel Iglesias at the trade deadline, signed Kenley Jansen in the offseason to a 1-year deal. Before we get to the bullpen, though, because really this pitching staff has been helped out by the defense. And we saw in the top of the 6th inning, Dansby Swanson make a heck of a catch to end the inning, and then Austin Riley in the 8th inning defensively. How huge was that when you consider that out sort of gave the Braves some momentum going into the home half of the 6th inning, that catch by Swanson? Yeah, it did. Everything seemed a little lifeless, and it still kind of was. And then Acuna got hit, and they were tending to him for a while. They just needed that knock from Olsen to get him going. And the Riley thing was kind of like the cherry on top of the game. Everybody went crazy. And I don't know if a lot of people who didn't play baseball much past Little League or whatever have as much respect as they should for a play like that, because it's unbelievable how difficult that is. He's looking over his shoulder. He probably has to take his eyes off the ball. He's going into a tarp, probably worried about if he's going to get hurt or not. But in the moment, is still trying to keep his eye on the ball. And there's sometimes that you just kind of have to throw your glove to where you think the ball is going to be and keep your eyes on it. And right when it hits is when you just squeeze it. That's probably what both of them had to do. You have to, at some point, take your eyes off of it, put your mitt where you think, like I said, exactly where you think the ball is going to come down, and hope that it does hit right in the middle there. And you've done it enough times. Most of the time, they know where to put it, but it's still, the degree of difficulty on those plays is just off the charts. For example, if you put that side by side with like a forward diving catch in the outfield, those are way, way, way harder than diving forward straight at a ball that you can see the entire time. Yeah, Zach Wheeler was cruising along until that 6th inning, and really the Braves nickel and diming Zach Wheeler in that inning because he has looked great this postseason. We saw him against the Cardinals. We see him here in this start, and he looked really sharp. But they really, again, they nickel and dimed him there in the 6th inning, and it's Kyle Wright, the beneficiary of this defense, right? He goes 6 scoreless, 2 hits, 6 strikeouts. What did you see from the 21-game winner, the Braves starter Kyle Wright? Resilience, man. I mean, he had the Harper leadoff double in the 2nd, worked around that. Not that many base runners overall. Really good stuff. The reason I think I said resilience is for both of these starting pitchers, they have a routine. You have a plan. You go into a day, and the routine goes to the night before they make starts. It goes several days before they make starts. And to have a day like this where they think they're going to start at 4:35 and they actually start at 7:30, as much as they have to go through, there's so much mentally that goes into a pitching outing like this. And for both of them to go out and fire bullets for around 6 innings. I mean, Wheeler was on pace for a Maddox, which is, as you know, a complete game with less than 100 pitches. He was just cruising along, but Wright was matching them 0 for 0. And it can be tough, especially when your team is down 1-0. And you know we've got to have this one because they're going to turn right back around with Aaron Nola in Philadelphia. The crowd's going to be rocking, knowing that you've got to have that one, and you're facing Wheeler, who's throwing up zeros. Incredible outing by Kyle Wright, I almost more so mentally than physically.
Yeah, and then it's going to be tough to get to this bullpen, right? This isn't the St. Louis Cardinals bullpen. It's not managed by Oliver Marmol. It's managed by a veteran manager in Brian Snitker. That you're able to go to A.J. Minter, Raisel Iglesias, and Kenley Jansen. I mean, that's a luxury if you're Brian Snitker. And if you're the Phillies here in this situation, it's really tough going when you got to go against those guys late in the game and you're down a couple runs. Now, you're Philadelphia here. You're Rob Thompson. You're going back to Philadelphia 1-1. Obviously, you would have loved to win this game and be up 2-0. But going back to Philly 1-1, how critical, how important is that for Philadelphia, knowing that they're going back home with 1-1 in the series?
Oh, absolutely. It's an easy conversation in the locker room. And not a fun one after you lose, but to go into the clubhouse and say, you know what? We had to come here and we had to split. We took care of business. Now we're going home. We've got Aaron Nola on the bump in Game 3. We go out and get Game 3. We're in control of the series. All we have to do is hold down home field and we've taken down the champs. That's an easy talk. And everybody in that clubhouse is going to believe that as well. They've got Nola going at home in Game 3. They all believe to a man that they're going to go in there and get that one and take a 2-1 lead on the defending champs. So while you would love to get tonight, especially seeing the way that Wheeler pitched, I'm sure that there were guys on offense like, man, we should have spotted him some runs here. I'm sure there might be some of those feelings in thinking we had him on the ropes. We had a chance to go up 2-0. We didn't get it done. But still, by the time they wake up tomorrow morning, by the time they get to Game 3 at home with Citizens Bank Park rocking behind Aaron Nola, I think that they know they took care of business here on this trip ultimately.
Yeah, their first home playoff game in a decade, so that'll be pretty special for the fans there in Philadelphia. But the Braves, the reigning World Series champs, punch back to even up the series at 1 game apiece. Matt Snyder breaking it down for us here on CBS Sports HQ. Matt, thanks. So here we go. Game 3 in Philadelphia on Friday, 4:37 Eastern time. Aaron Nola will get the start for the Phillies, and he has been excellent in his last 2 starts. Last start of the regular season, 6 2/3 of scoreless baseball, 2 hits against the Astros. I mean, really, and the Astros are a playoff team, and they're right now playing in the ALDS. So, like, that was a huge start. And then, of course, his start against the Cardinals when he went 6 2/3 of scoreless, 4 hits, 6 strikeouts. So, the guy that you want on the mound in this situation, even at 1 game apiece, Aaron Nola, Phillies will look to take a 2-1 series lead on Friday back home.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.